What's up, everybody? I'm Dear Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back, and today I'm super excited to make this video because I've been super hyped for this moment ever since I got a chance to experience it. Background: Summer Game Fest happened this last weekend. Capcom had a special event where they were able to show Monster Hunter Wilds to creators and media, and of course I had to go. As a matter of fact, I went to the event twice. That way I can get as much information around the game, around the mechanics, so I can bring that to you guys. So I have a lot of things here. You saw the title. I have 44 new facts, things, information about the game, and a little more background. We got this. What they gave us was raw gameplay. We had the developers of the game, all three of them. They were chilling on the left-hand side, and they had someone interpreting what was happening in the game. And what happened? They started in the main camp city. Then they went out into the wild and did the full hunt. You saw a full 25-minute hunt from beginning to end, and you saw that twice. And it was cool that I went twice because there were different people playing each time and different people interpreting as well. So I was able to get even more information and details that I'm going to bring in this video. So my family, without further ado, let's dive in. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss on any of the action. Give the video a thumbs up, as I'm going to have a lot of information to share. And my setting, I'm just going to leave my character right here because we couldn't record, we couldn't take pictures, record, nothing. So all I have are just my notes, and I'm just going to read off my notes one by one. And what I'll do is I'll just give a little more information as I go across each one. But I have 44, so it's gonna be hefty. We're gonna be here for a while, but there's a lot of good information that you're gonna want to hear. So let's just go ahead and get started. First thing I noticed when I was playing the game was the UI. The UI is interesting because it's a combination of like world updated, but also generations. Like your map or your icons look like Nintendo classic Monster Hunter icons, but everything else is like full, like new resolution, updated. All your buttons and your hub, there's not too much going on the screen. Exactly how much you see right now on the screen is how much you're going to see in another game. And as far as the look, it looks cool. It's interesting. I was like, whoa, that's cool. It pays homage to the previous games. Then it also brings the mix into the world. And also too, I'll just go ahead and say this. I called it. Look, I came out with a video about maybe like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and I was like, you know what if Monster Hunter Wilds was like the Guiding Lands, and it took the best of world, rise, and stories? And that's exactly what they did. This game is a combination. It took the best things from world, they took the best things from rise, and it took the best things from Monster Hunter stories, and they put it into this game. And the game is set like in the Guiding Lands. Like you just go, you're out in the world, and you're just running through the different terrains, and it's just amazing. So I'll just keep on going on my notes. So second thing, maps. This was a share. The maps are twice as big as any Monster Hunter World map. So the areas are humongous, absolutely humongous. And also too, of course, you have a mount. If you notice, the mount is a little faster this time around. That way you can traverse across the map a little easier. During their hunt, they did there was like a regular monster, then there was an alpha version of the monster. So I think there's like 2 different levels of monsters in the game. This is still very early on, but when they were looking through the monster they wanted to hunt, there was a regular and there's an alpha. So I think there's some alpha monsters in the game. Just like in Rise, you can ride your mount through the city. So the city, the way it works is, it's just imagine the Guiding Lands. You know where you launch in at your camp area? Imagine your camp area was a city in the middle right there, and you just kind of leave and go from there. That's kind of the way it looks. It's like one massive map, in the middle was a city, and you just kind of like go out and look for the monsters you're looking for, or you can look for the terrain for whatever environmental or materials you're looking for, and it shows them all on the map, similar to how Monster Hunter Rise does it, how you can sort what you're looking for based on what you select in your items. So as you imagine, the weapons look really good, just like it's shown right here. They look really cool. The graphics on the game look beautiful. It's very rich, a lot of detail. So just think of Monster Hunter World, but just next level. So it looks really clean. So the way it works with monsters, it's similar to the Guiding Lands, and how you looking for a specific monster. And when they did it, they put up a list, and it had like a bunch of monsters and some duplicates on it. Because the world's so big, you're gonna find multiple variations of monster you're looking for. So there's a big old list, you find it, and it's kind of like Rise, where you just click on it, you can go start searching for that monster. The scout flies are back, so because they already knew about this monster, I'm not sure if the first time you're looking for a monster to lose scout flies to find it, like we did in World, but at this point in the demo they were showing us, it was similar to Rise, where they already had a monster established, they clicked it from a list, and they went to fight that monster. There's a big focus on environmental in this game as everything feels alive, but when it comes to monsters, you find different monsters in the day than you find at night. So it makes it fun to explore the games through different time zones. That way you can say, oh, this monster only shows up at night, or this only shows up during the day. Kind of like how Monster Hunter Stories had it. This next one is a quality of life improvement that I've been asking for so long for Monster Hunter. If you put a trap down and you don't use it, you can go back to that same trap and pick it back up and put it back in your inventory. It doesn't get destroyed anymore. So absolutely amazing that they added that to the game. And whoo, this next was a big one. Tenderizing. Tenderizing was a big feature from World. I would say this game, Monster Hunter Wilds, looks and feels like World Plus. They kept World and built upon that. So tenderization is gone. You're no longer tenderizing. That mechanic has been removed. The clutch claw has been removed. So I'm super happy, and I'm sure the world is happy that the clutch claw did not make its way into Monster Hunter Wilds. So I noticed earlier when I said the maps are humongous, which they are, they're huge. Cool thing about this is not in Monster Hunter, the camps are predetermined in Monster Hunter World and Rise. This time you could put your camp anywhere. It's like literally like an item you have in your back pocket. You're running, you just throw a camp right there, anywhere you want on the map. That way you can just fast travel to that location whenever you want. So you don't have to go to predetermined location. If you're looking for, you like a certain area, you're looking for a specific monster that spawns in a specific area, you can just go put your camp there and you're good to go. So your hook Slinger is back. Slinger is back. Cool in their quality of life improvement is you can literally be running on your mount, and I see an item over there. You see that plant right there? I can literally just shoot it like Spider-Man and pick it up from there. I don't have to go over there and run over it quickly. So it makes it a lot easier, a lot faster to pick up your items, because all you use your Slinger and boom, you shoot it and you're good to go and you grab it. So you might be wondering, how do you actually start a quest? There's no loading screens in the game. Yeah, there's no loading screens. Everything was just go. It was smooth, so there's no loading screens at all. How do you start a quest? You start a quest by, if I'm just running around like this monster right over here, the second I hit it and a couple of times, that's how it says quest started. And that's how you start. There's no like, hey, let me accept this quest, start this quest. No, that's gone. You just go out. It's very, very immersive, and that's where their focus was during the presentation. They really wanted a really immersive experience. I just walk up to him, attack him a couple of times, then the quest start will show up at the top of the screen. So really cool. Also, when it comes to your camps are not safe. Monsters can literally destroy your camps. So watch out, just like a Dragon Dogma. If you put a camp down and the monster doesn't like it, I actually got a chance to see this in the actual presentation. The monster just stopped fighting the hunter, stormed off and destroyed the camp. So that's going to be a thing as well. That's why you have multiple camps, so you don't have to worry about that. But I guess initially it'd be hard when you only have a limited amount of camps. Another quality of life improvement, which I love, is you have a chance to run if you want on your mount, but you can also set autopilot and say, hey, that monster in the distance, go run to it, get it, and you can be sharpening, doing other things as well. But yeah, autopilot is a thing. But also too, if say you want to get away from a monster, you can set a location away from the monster and do autopilot and escape as well. This next one's a hot one. Mantles. Mantles are back. So mantles are back in Monster Hunter Wilds. They had the ghillie mantle, the one that makes you invisible to monsters, so you can sneak up on them. So expect to see more mantles in the game. So that was cool to see. As far as the meters, like the sharpness got updated. It's like a nice little cool, looks like an actual sword. It's really, really cool. Hard to explain, but imagine like a stone texture of the sharpness symbol. So that got updated. The health and stamina button is now, it's cool. It's no longer, it's a bar, but it's like a squiggly line, like a imagine a doop, doop, doop. One of those heart monitors. It looks like that. And when you get attacked, it goes boom, or it's like boom, pretend on what's happening. So it's cool because it makes it more immersive, like, oh, danger, danger. It kind of reminds me of the Resident Evil, like, danger for your health meter. So that got upgraded. It looks pretty cool. It's interesting because certain monsters can set traps, and there's certain monsters that kind of create a little sandstorm suction the floor can trap other monsters in it, and it will trap the basic monsters, but the alpha monsters will get trapped, but they'll be able to get out of the trap as well. That's cool. There's a lot of environmental hazards from not just from you, but from the other monsters in the area. So focus moves. This one it's hard. It was kind of brushed over a little bit. You had to pay attention. That's why I went and watched the event twice. So focus move. The purpose of them are to create wounds in the monster. So since you can't tenderize, that tenderization is gone, but the way you tenderize is different. You create a wound. You create a tenderization spot, a wound, by doing your focus skill, and you can tell you got a wound because it makes this very obvious red glowing symbol on the monster's like leg or head or arm or whatever. So you know you've created a wound at that point. What are the benefits of wounds? So wounds are, I noticed that it had, when they attacked the wound section, it had the yellow number with like four little like asterisk on it, and I think that meant it was like a critical or wound attack, kind of like how it was in World where you have the tenderization strikes. It had those different number symbols. So in that situation, you get more damage from attacking those specific locations. And moving forward from the wound, after you wounded a monster and you attack that portion a good amount of time, the wound disappears. Then you need to go into your focus mode again to create another wound. So think of it like, I'm pretty sure like weakness exploit is gonna work the same way. If you attack the monster's wounded position like it did in World, I can see it being the same way there. But yeah, that's kind of how the purpose of focus attacks are. I guess for Greatsword is their encounter as well. But you want to create a wound, and when you attack that wound spot, you do even more damage. So that's what I gathered from it. We're gonna learn more as time goes on, but from what I saw, that's how I think the purpose and how focus attacks work. Tuff Wars are back. And they're back in a big way, just like they were in World. You see the monsters fighting each other, jumping all over each other, doing that thing. It was great. Cool thing about Tuff Wars, and monsters are alive and they are aware of each other. So cool thing is, if I'm fighting one monster, I see another monster, I can go attack that monster. And kind of like in Rise, I can't ride it to the other monster, but I can lead it to the monster. And I just lead it to the monster, bring them to each other, then they'll look at each other, then they'll just start fighting. Yeah, you can lead them to each other. And also too, I saw there's a limit to how far they can go. I saw him bring one of the Apex monsters for a minute to a monster, and it was probably the monster was following him for maybe like, I don't know, a minute and a half. And after that, the monster was like kind of like whatever, gave up on it, went back to doing what it was doing. But yeah, Tuff Wars are back, and you can bring other monsters to each other so that they can fight each other and create that opening for you. Mounting is similar to how Monster Hunter World had it. You jump onto the monster to mount it. I don't know, I don't want to say it was easier, but maybe it was just coincidence. But he just jumped off this mount onto the monster and mounted it. And it was pretty easy and pretty simple. Seemed, I was like, oh, maybe he just got lucky. It might take a couple attempts, but there's 2 30-minute hunts I saw. Literally, he just jumped on it and then mounted it. Also, too, a cool thing is, since there's no wire bug in this one, that was specifically for Monster Hunter Rise, you can't like wire bug yourself out of the way to heal. But what you can do is you can call your mount, and it comes and picks you up. It hits the corner, goes and like skirts out, and you can like go heal, sharpen, change weapons, do all the things. As you guys know, you have 2 weapons on your mount at any time, so you can swap it out, whatever weapon you want, and reposition yourself and do what you got to do. So sandstorms are a big part of this game, and they do a lot of things. Before the sandstorm, the world looks like this: natural vegetation, green, and some dirt. It looks normal. When a sandstorm comes, everything gets nights, it gets darker, there's lightning. When a sandstorm is around, certain monsters show up in a sandstorm that aren't available. That one big old lightning thing they showed, that one monster, that monster is exclusive to the sandstorm. But after the sandstorm was done and the video we were watching, the monster is still there chilling. So maybe the sandstorm brings them. Then after that, he kind of chills. So the sandstorm does a lot of things. Lightning strikes. You can get struck by lightning. Monsters get struck by lightning. The environment changes. Some of the vegetation, some of the academic life goes away. They go into hiding. Monsters start running away. They get super aggressive. Monsters that typically are more calm get aggressive. They shared that they really wanted to create a sense of like danger and hostile environment with the sandstorm areas. So that was their approach when it came to designing that part of the game. I kind of combined all of my next little parts into that one statement. Yeah, monsters are calmer, they're aggressive, monsters will follow you, and they can get struck by lightning. Yeah, Apex monsters are back. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it's a strong monster. I don't know if it's a specific category Apex monster, but that lightning monster was the Apex monster that we were looking at. The Palicos don't really talk that much. During the hunt, they kind of said like a couple of things, but it wasn't to the point where it was like overbearing, like, oh my God, every single time it was talking. No, it didn't say much at all. And I think it was a good amount. What it did say is like, oh my God, watch out. Kind of like in Rise, how it was like, the big attack is coming. It would kind of let you know some things were happening. I feel like that's kind of similar, a similar route it took with this one. You can clash with monsters. They say you can clash. Clashes when in the trailer where the greatsword, like he puts a greatsword in the mouth and he's like holding it right there. The guy literally did it in the hunt. It would look so badass. But he said you can clash with monsters. So I'm not sure how it's gonna look with other weapons, because greatsword can be held as a shield to stop the hunt, stop the onslaught. So we'll see what it looks like with other weapons when it comes to clashing. This next one is a massive quality of life improvement for people that play Rise. If you're playing with your if you want to play multiplayer and you want to play with your friends, you can fire SOS flare, bring your friends in, normal, right? But if you're playing offline and you don't have internet and you still want to play with people, you still need help, you can fire SOS flare and you'll have 3 AI hunters come and join your hunt, similar to like how it was in Monster Hunter Rise, to help you out. So if you're in a situation you're like, oh man, I need help and I got no one to play with, don't worry. Even though the game is cross-platform, some people prefer to play offline. That's perfectly fine. And now you can still summon people in to help you. It would just be AI, the other 3 hunters, and you can go about your hunt. Speaking of AI, they're pretty intelligent. If they know if you put a trap down, the monsters, the AI partners will lead the monster to the trap. And I also noticed another thing. Say the monster is limping, because limping's back on the map. It'll have a skull symbol later on the monster is dying. I saw this. So the guy was fighting. The monster was limping. He ran away because he wanted to lead the Apex monster to the monster to finish it off in place of us, because you can do that. But he gave up on it because the distance is way too far. And his AI characters that he summoned, they didn't follow him, they followed the monster. But when we got back to meet up with everybody, the AI characters, they were fighting the monster. They was just there chilling, waiting, because they don't know if you want to do a barrel, you want to capture it, they don't know what the situation is. So the AI is pretty smart. It won't just start automatically fighting the monster for you if it's going to his nest. It'll wait for you to kind of initiate, then they'll follow from there. You could also too, another quality of life improvement. So the barrels. Gone are the days where you have to put the barrels down, you have to go with your weapon and hit them with my longsword, and I go blasting back, and I gotta get up, go fight the monster, or you have to wait for the dude with the ranged weapon to shoot it. No, those days are over. I could put barrels down, then I can get another barrel in my hand, and I could literally chuck it at the other 2-3 barrels to blow it up. And you roll it to it, which is amazing. Quality of life improvement. So many quality of life improvements they added to this game that this is gonna be a generational game. Fast travel. This one was cool. You know how you do the little forecast thing, you kind of teleports you back to your camp. This time around, it was similar, but you can just fast travel at any moment to your camp. It was in the middle of the fight. He got, and all of a sudden he just said, boom. Fast travel immediately in that moment and went back to his camp. So it looks like you're not limited by you're in an engaged fight. You can still just fast travel whenever you want and go back to your camp. So that was cool. The sandstorm doesn't last forever. Think of it like maybe I think it lasted like 4 to 5 minutes. Then it just goes away and you go back to regular vegetation and everything's normal. Everyone goes, the monsters stop being super aggressive. So sandstorms are not forever, they're temporary. Next, the weapons. So when we were playing, he used greatsword and what is it, light bow gun. Then he went back to the camp and he pulled out a longsword and dual blades. So we got to see some longsword gameplay, and oh my, I was enamored. I was just like drooling looking at how good the longsword looks. So longsword is a combination of world and rise speed, but like in the middle. It still has the methodical attacks, the standard over the head, but it's cool. He did his attack and he was like over the head strike, thrust in, slash. The character glowed white. Did the, what's that one skill from Rise? The overhead slash. He did one of those and slash up. Then he like did the standard the helm spirit round combo is still there. Boom, 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 slash, circle slash, boom. The gauge builds up. Same thing still apply. You still have your white, no gauge, white, yellow, and red. And Helmbreaker is back. Helmbreaker is back like World. You, boom, you have to thrust the monster. You have to make contact. You go up in the air, you come down, do Helmbreaker. But now what they did was, I don't know, Longsword felt like it had like an infinite combo, because the first dude that was playing Longsword was going off. The second dude not so much. The first dude was better, and he was just like combo, slash. It looked like he just kept on going. After he came down with the Helmbreaker, he did this attack where he did like a judgment cut. All these slashes were around him. Then he's continued doing the combo. So they said that Longsword has a lot of chain attacks, and it does. It looks incredible. It looks really, really good. They only showed Longsword for like 2 minutes, so and the hunt was over, so we didn't get to see a full hunt with it. But my goodness, it looks so good. I can't wait to see what other things they did to it. IS slash is still there. When you sheathe your weapon, the 2 slashes come out, and that's still there as well. If you get the similar to World Rise, if you do your IS slash, and you don't connect, your meter doesn't go down. It looked that way. I can't confirm that at the moment. There was way too much going on. It was going way too fast for me to like really see, did he really connect? Did the meter not go down? But it looked like even if you don't connect, the meter doesn't go down. And after you do connect with the IS slash, you can go straight into a Helmbreaker. So Longsword looks really, really cool. I'm super excited to continue to play it. So I was really impressed by the gameplay I saw with it. Dual blades look cool. Very similar. They weren't doing any other new moves yet. I think they wanted to keep it like low key until they come out with their like longsword guide or longsword greatsword videos and kind of showcase some of the new things they add to the game. But the cool thing is the game is alive. After you're done with the quest, it shows you, hey, you got your items, which you blah blah blah, you can carve, yada yada yada, and after that, you're right here, you're chilling. It doesn't shoot you back to your camp at all. It just has you chilling here. You're just kind of like, okay, if you want to go fight that apex, go ahead. You want to go explore, go ahead. You want to get materials, go ahead. You're not taken back to the camp anymore or the main hub anymore. You're just like there, and you just continue doing what you want. So that situation is no longer a thing. This game is immersive. It just kind of leaves you there. The last one, the world is alive. There's a lot, you know how world felt alive with all the life going on around it. Rise, not so much. This one is like on steroids. There's lots of things, vegetation, bugs and animals, a bunch of stuff just happening around you. So you feel like, oh wow, this is alive. I'm alive and I'm playing, and there's life happening around me. So a lot of things in this game. Oh my goodness, I think this is gonna be a generational game. If you want to prepare for WoWs, what you would do right now is just play world and get familiar with the weapons, because like I called it in my other video, I would say 65% of the gameplay of the weapons are the same from world. Then now they evolve on it on this game. So I forgot 2 things. So another thing is bugs. There's this bug in the game now that if you hit it or touch it, it becomes a trap, and you can trap monsters in it as well. So there's a bug on map. So if you get to bring any traps with you, there's some bugs in the lighting when it gets in the sandstorm area. When a sandstorm happens, this bug shows up. You hit the bug, becomes a trap as well. Also to healing, the healing speed. So healing speed has reverted back to Monster Hunter World, where it takes a good amount of time when you're chugging that potion for your health to refill. Unlike Rise, where it was like every potion felt like a max potion, where it was like boom, boom, kind of fast. This one's like gobble, gobble, gobble. You're not like holding it, drinking it, but it just takes some time for you to like get it all the way across, because you know, World is more realistic. So those are two things I want to add in. One, I'm super grateful I got a chance to check it out. Capcom people always been so good. I appreciate their support, but yeah, these are my observations, the things I learned and saw from the events, and now you guys have all the information you have available to you. I'm gonna do a live stream on my Twitch, twitch.tv/DearGamer, where I'm gonna be able to play. We'll do some Monster Hunter, and I'll answer any question you guys might have. So if there's other things that in this video I don't cover, or other creators didn't cover, you want to ask more in-depth questions, then come ask me there. Or as a matter of fact, comment below in this video as well your other questions that you might have. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new, subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. It supports me for free. Till next time, dear gamers, signing out.